What's that, Spidey? Who wants to buy his first tarantula? You? Hi, this is Mark from Tarantula. A lot of my friends ask me what are the bare necessities to spider keeping. So in this video I would like to answer that question. The essential guide for tarantula keeping. Okay, Spidey, go back home. Oh, why is this so heavy? Oh. As you can see, I have prepared the tarantula keeper essentials. So those are the bare minimum stuff you need to keep tarantulas if you're a beginner. Wait a minute. Huh. That's interesting. You know what? I will show you. So first of all, we need a tarantula. Yeah, but what kind of tarantula? Yeah. Tarantulas come in various sizes and forms and colors and whatever. But for a beginner keeper, look for New World species. And here comes the question. Should you buy a sling? Should you buy a juvenile? Or maybe a sub-adult or adult spider? There was a discussion not so long ago about what size should be a tarantula for a beginner. There are pros and cons. I'll probably make a video about that, but you should know all of the rest of the equipment here is somehow connected with the size of the tarantula. What's connected with the size of the tarantula? First of all, the enclosure. Those come in various sizes. I am not counting those fancy glass enclosures because this is the last one you keep the tarantulas in. You should pick the size of the enclosure accordingly to the spider you are keeping. Because when your spiders grow, if you want to keep them from a juvenile, you don't want to keep them in big enclosures. It's not that the tarantula would feel not well. It's because the feeders you put inside the enclosure, they will probably hide somewhere and the tarantula wouldn't find it. What do we have here? Next essential. This is not tarantula size dependent. You need substrate. In most cases cocoa fiber. There's a plethora of different kind of substrates you could use. Cocoa fiber mixed with regular earth or clay, for example, would work perfectly fine. The tarantula needs a place to hide. Cork bark, plant pot, doesn't matter. It just needs a place where it can feel safe. Small tarantulas in most cases dig a hole and will live for some time in those holes. Oh yeah, this one is very important and is size dependent. Tweezers. Here are some of the tweezers we own. Those are not all, but the collection grew with the size of the tarantula. So here we have, for example, a very fine tweezer for very small feeder insects. Then we have a bigger one. It's a regular tweezer I use for most operations, and this one is for the more dangerous stuff that I don't want to get into the bite zone. The size of the tweezers grow with the size of the tarantula. The last one, which probably deserve another video, feeder insects. Feeders are also chosen based on the size of the tarantula. Some species of feeder insects are better for tarantulas than others. For example, mealworms. They can bite, for example, a tarantula that is freshly after a molt. I haven't seen that with red runners, for example. And as you can see, those are the essentials. We need the tarantula, we need an enclosure with ventilation, we need some substrate, a place to hide, some tools to handle with the stuff that is inside the terrarium, and feeder insects. One important thing. Tarantulas need water. Bigger tarantulas can have a water dish. With slings it's a bit more complicated because they can drown if the substrate is too moist. It's better to have some droplets of water on the sides of this vial, for example. That's sufficient. For arboreal slings I'm using, for example, this higher plastic enclosures, and the tarantula is in most cases making a webbing on the upper side, and I'm spritzing the water on the top of the webbing. And that's basically it. Now, where's the heat mat? Where's the lighting and everything? Here's the deal. In most cases, when we feel right, when we feel well, the tarantula as well. In this room we have a constant 22 degrees Celsius, sometimes higher, sometimes a bit lower, mostly in the evenings, but the tarantulas have room temperature, comfortable room temperature, and that suffices in most cases. There's an upside of using, for example, heat mats, that the tarantulas are growing faster. They have a higher metabolism, they're growing faster, they are quicker and stuff, you know. What about lighting? Tarantulas are essentially blind. They can only differentiate between day or night light and dark, and they basically don't rely on their vision. They hunt with their other senses. For example, they can feel vibrations. I have even seen videos of a tarantula grabbing something that is flying in the air. That is absolutely crazy for me. So I hope this gave you some insight on how to start to keep tarantulas. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing, ring the bell, leave a comment what you like, what you want to see in future videos, and thank you for watching. We'll see you soon in the next episode. Tarantula out. Okay, Spidey, go back home. Oh no, I don't want to go.